Hello everyone, welcome to all in this lecture. In this lecture, I am going to discuss calculation of cross-sectional area. So we will discuss what are the formula we are going to use. We can use to calculate the cross-section area. Okay, so we can calculate cross-section area by this following methods: by computation based directly on field measurement. So by dividing the area into number of triangles, then offset by baseline, then offset a baseline by divided into four types: mid ordinate rules, average ordinate rules, Joyder rule, Simpson rule, by latitude and departures, by double meridian distance, by double parallel distance, by coordinate, by co-coordinate, by computation based on the measurement scale from the map, by subdivision of area into geometric figures. So these are the some for methods that we are going to discuss. So in this method, we will divide the whole area in number of triangles, and then we will calculate the area of each triangle. Then we will do the addition and summation. Then we will get the total area of a figure. Okay. Now by offset to the baseline, so we can use this four method to calculate the area if there is offset are given. Okay. By latitude departure, there are two methods. By coordinates, so let's see one by one. Okay. You can see here, by dividing the area into number of triangles, so you can see by name what is meaning of this. Like this, we have to calculate the area of A, B, C, D, E, A traverse. This figure we have to calculate the area. So we can divide this whole area in number of triangles, and then we can measure the distance like AO, OB, OC, and then we can measure the angle also like alpha, beta, gamma, like that. Okay, so once we have the, and then after that we can calculate the length of AB also, like AB, BC, CD, DE, EA, right? So once we know that, once for a triangle we have the two-sided angle like that, case one, we have this triangle, suppose A, B, C. Okay, so we can denote this side as A, C, and this B. So we can write the area. In this case, area would be, area of triangle would be half into A, B into sine C. Sine C. When you're talking about this, when you're talking about this side, this two side, so included angle, that angle C, this is angle C. So multiplication of this side with the sine of angle, included angle, so we can get the area of this triangle. Similarly, you can write for other sides also, like half into CA sine B, or we can write half into BC sine A, right? We can write like this. This would be B, this would be A, capital A. I'm talking about the angle. So this is the one method we can calculate the area if the two side and included angle are given. Now case 2. Case 2, if the three sides are given for a triangle, three sides are given like A, B, C. This side is A, this side is B, this side is C. So three sides are given, then we can calculate the area by this equation, root under S into S minus A into S minus B into S minus C, where S is the half of perimeter. So half of perimeter is equal to A plus B plus C divided by 2. Right? And A, B, C are the side length. Okay. So BC length is called A, AB length is called C, okay, and this AC length is called B, right? By using this formula, we can calculate the area. So the main point is like we can calculate the area for this triangle, that is delta 1, that is this is delta 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. Then we can calculate the total area, that is delta will be equal to delta 1 plus delta 2 plus delta 3, delta 4, and delta 5. So we can get the total area, right? Now, second method, that is by offset to baseline. So by using this method, our main assumption, what is the baseline? The longest survey line is called baseline. So in this method, what we do, we take the offset or ordinate a regular interval on the baseline. Like we divide the baseline, suppose this is the baseline, so we divide a baseline a number of regular interval, like this interval is D. So we divide like D, 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 like this, okay? And we take the ordinate like O, we can give the name like O1, O2, whatever. So there is assumption like, okay, the method is used when the assumption that boundary extremity, the boundary between the extremity of the offset or ordinate are a straight line. We are assuming that this would be a straight line. Whatever the ordinate we are taking, that would be a straight line. Straight line. I get your point. So now, so what we do, once we have divided the whole baseline in that, the whole baseline is total n number of divisions, so whole baseline is length is in D, right? So whole length of baseline is ND or L, we can say. And so every divisions, like we have divided like this and like this. So every division at the midpoint of the division, midpoint of this here, we take the ordinate and we give the name. So suppose this one is O1. Now here midpoint is this one. We take the ordinate O2, midpoint is O3, O4. So we are running from A to B. So we are getting n number of ordinate. So we can calculate the area of figure, we can say area average ordinate into length of baseline So average ordinate, how many ordinate we have? N. So take the average O1, O2, O3, On, total number of n. So we can divide by n. So that is the average ordinate into length of base. So we can write L. Or we have in place of L, we can put ND and D, right? So N will cancel and we can get like O1 plus O2 plus On into D. In short form, we can write like this also. We can write like this, summation of ordinate into D. Summation of ordinate into D, or we can write D into summation of ordinate, right? So one point we have to remember, like in this case, we have divided the whole baseline in number of intervals, number of regular intervals, and the length of each interval is D. Here D is the length of each interval, right? D. And we divide at the midpoint of each interval, we take the ordinate. Like in this case, we take the ordinate O1. At this point, we take the ordinate O2. This point, this middle point, we take the ordinate O3. This middle point, take the ordinate O4, like that. Then area, we can calculate average of ordinate or average ordinate into length of baseline. Length of baseline, we have ND. Average ordinate, we can calculate summation of ordinates divided by number of ordinate, right? So we can get like this formula, and this will be the total area of this. This method is applicable when the baseline, when you will see a strip form, surveying is going on in a strip form, right? Like for excavation of road or earthwork, we can calculate like this. By offset to baseline, average ordinate rule, average ordinate rule. So in this case is similar to the previous one, but there is a slight difference in that the offset are measured to each points of the division of the baseline. In this case, also a baseline divided in n number of divisions, and for each divisions, at each point, like oh, this point is here, this point is here, this. We take the ordinate at these points. Note at the midpoint of this division, at end point of this division, where it is start or where it ends of each division. So we can take the ordinate. So first ordinate we have given the name O0, O1, O2, O3, O4, O5, like that up to ON, right? So area we can calculate. Area we can calculate average ordinate into same length of baseline. So length of baseline is given L. We can write O0, O1, O2, O3, On, divide by how many number of ordinates? N plus 1. 1 to n, then 0 not. So n plus 1 into n d. Right? So in this case, we can write like, okay, summation of ordinate divide by n plus 1 into L. So we can write L into summation of ordinate divided by n plus 1. So this will give us the total area. Okay, you can see by taking this ordinate at the ends, you get the one more ordinates. Like previous one, we get the n number of ordinates. In this case, we got the n plus 1 number of ordinates, right? Trapezoidal rule. This is important. So this rule is based on the assumption that figure are trapezoidal. Figure are trapezoidal. Like in the field, we will say like, okay, now you can see this is a straight line, this is a straight line, this straight line, a straight line, straight line. But in the practical case, you will see there are no straight line. You will see some variation, like lines between two ordinates is like this. Can be like this, right? Or it can be like this, or it can be like this. So we are assuming like no, the distance between this ordinate will be in a straight line. The ground will be in a straight line format, like this. Okay. So this is the one basic assumption. So now if you are taking some assumption and then you are calculating the area, now you can say, okay, sir, whatever the area we are getting, that will be accurate, not that will be not accurate, but we are reaching a approx to accurate value, right? By using this method. So now same work we have done. The baseline we have divided in number of regular interval, or each length of each interval is d, right? And then we have taken the ordinate at every end points of interval. So that first ordinate is 0, O0, O1, O3, O4. So now we can, I'm giving the name like, okay, the first trapezoidal form, I'm giving the delta 1. This I'm giving the area of delta 2, area of this delta 3, delta 4, delta 5, for example, right? So we can calculate by trapezoidal formula, we can calculate delta 1. Okay, so it has a side, you see like this. This is 0, 1, this is 0, 0, then this is D and this. So this ordinate are parallel. So this two line are parallel. Okay, and distance between these two lines are D. So we can calculate half into uh, D into summation of parallel lines O0 plus O1. Right. Similarly, we can write delta 2, that is half into D into 1 0 1 0 2. Okay, so similarly we can calculate delta 3. Sorry, delta 3 2 plus 3. Right. Now we can calculate like this. Now we can take the total. We can take the total area. So by doing the summation of all the trapezoidal area like delta 1, delta 2, delta 3, we can get the total area. So total area I am representing by delta. So that will be the delta 1 plus delta 2 plus delta 3 plus delta plus delta n, you can say. Okay. Now put the value of delta 1, delta 2, delta 3. What we are getting here, total delta 1 will be half into D into delta O0 plus O1. This is delta 1. Half into delta 2, half into D into O1, O2. Okay. Here half into D, sorry, here O0, okay. O2 plus O3. Here this is delta 1, this is delta 2. Okay, so what you are getting here, the last expression would be half into D into plus On, or here On minus 1. I am taking the half into D is common. What we will get? O0 plus O2 times O1, 2 times O2, similarly 2 times On minus 1 plus 1's time On, right? So by dividing 2, so we can get D into O0 plus On divided by 2 plus O1, O2, O3 up to On. Okay, what we are getting here, writing again, delta is equal to half into E, sorry, not half, delta I am getting here, D into O0 On divided by 2 plus O1, O2, O3 plus On minus 1. Okay, n minus 1. In words also we can write like this, total area is equal to length of one division, or length of one regular interval divided in number of regular intervals. So length of one interval, that is D, into first ordinate plus last ordinate divide by 2. And we can say rest ordinate, like also we can write second ordinate 2, or we can write rest ordinate, or we can write also like O1, O2, O3, On minus 1. Why I'm writing here first ordinate and second ordinate for this one or this one? This is because in many cases you will see like they have given name like O1, O1 here, O1. So in the expression, in their expression, you will see like they have written like this. First one is O1. So they have written like this O1 plus ON divided by 2 plus O2 like this. Okay, so first one is here O1. Our first one is here. So don't confuse with that, right? Just remember like our first ordinate is O0, not O1, right? If first ordinate is O0, then we will get this formula. So just remember this formula. Simpson 1/3 rule. This is very important, I would say. You can see in this figure, okay. So Simpson 1/3 rule here. So there is one assumption that short length between this ordinate, like between the O0, O1, O1, O3 are parabolic. Are parabolic. In the trapezoidal rules, we have seen that there is a short length was in a straight line. We have assumed that there is a straight line, but here it's parabolic. So in some cases, you will see like Simpson 1/3 rule is more accurate than trapezoidal rule. Okay, so it gives the better result. Okay, so we can calculate area. We have to calculate area A, B, C, F, D, right? So I am assuming that this one is delta 1. This I am doing delta 2. Okay, so now we can calculate the area. Here that O0, O1, O3 are three consecutive ordinate, right? And it is an equal interval like D, you can see in the picture. So length of each interval is D, or you can say that length between distance between two consecutive ordinate is D. Okay, so we can calculate the area. Area I'm going to calculate A, B, C, and D, right? So you can see this is the trapezoidal. Trapezoidal is formed like O0. I'm drawing here. Sorry. Okay, so this is straight line, then straight line like this. C, D, A, B. So you can see here this is O0, this is O, and distance between these two are 2D, right? So we can calculate the area. Let me write here. Area of the segment A, B, C, D, right? We can calculate because this is a form trapezoidal. Its parallel side is O0 and O2. Distance between two parallel side are D and D, 2D. So we can write like, okay, so this will be the half into distance between these two are 2D and summation of parallel side like O0 plus O2. So we can write O0, O2 into D. 2 will be cancelled. Now, this is equation first, I'm assuming. Okay. Now, so we have to calculate area for AB. We have to calculate area for C. This one. A, B, C, then F, then D. Right. We have to calculate this one. So now we have calculated this one. Trapezoidal. This one we get. Okay. Now we can calculate the arc of which area is formed by this parabolic arc DFC. DFC. So there is a property that parabolic arc area of parabolic arc is two-third of parallelogram, which formed by this arc. So that I can write here like okay. Now I can come here. Okay. See, so whatever the area which is formed by this arc, parabolic arc, that will be the two-third of which is parabola is formed like DEFG, area of uh, DCGE, right? There is a property. So we can calculate area of segment DFC. So that would be equal to two-third of parallelogram, this parallelogram. So we can calculate the area of parallelogram height into this height. So we can write into FH into between distance. So this distance we can write DC, or approximately we can take this will be equal to AB. So directly we can write into AB. I get your point. This DC we can write, okay, this will be equal to AB. So now we can write 2 by 3 into FH. FH we can write what is this point I. So that we can write Fi minus Hi. Hi, right? Into AB. Now 2 by 3 Fi we have, that is ordinate, and give it the name O1 minus Hi we can calculate, this will be the average of Hi. This we can write here, that would be the O0 plus O2 divided by 2. Like, okay, so we can write here O0 plus O2 divided by 2 into AB. AB is 2D. This is the second equation. Now, by adding the area of this segment ABCD and area of this segment DFC, parabolic segment, we can get the required area by adding two equations, right? So by adding two equations, we can get the required area. So that would be I'm writing here. I'm giving the proper symbol, that is 1, 2. 1, 2 means we are writing the area for the first segment, that is ABCD plus a parabolic segment DFC. So that is, so DFC we have we got the O0 parabolic O0 plus O2 into D plus 2 by 3 O1 minus O0 plus O2 divided by 2 into 2D. Am I right? Just do the addition and then see what we are getting. So you will get here that, just do the summation, you will get here that d by 3 into O naught plus 4O1 plus O2. You can check also, like divide with d and then divide by 2 by 3, you will get this value. O naught 4O1 plus O2. Similarly, we can calculate for next one also. Similarly, we can calculate delta 2, 3. Just follow the notation like d by 3, O, previous case O1. Now in this case, we will see O1 plus 4 into O1. Here 4 into O2 plus O3. Am I right? You can get this value. No, sorry, this would be, sorry, this would be, let me erase something. Delta 2, 3 we can write, like we are not going to calculate individually, like delta 1 and 2 we have already. So similarly, we can calculate for delta 1, 2 we have done the addition for delta 1, delta 1 and delta 2. Now if we are going adding more delta, like previously mode ordinate are there, like O3, O4, O4, O5, like that. So we are going to write 3, delta 3 and 4. So we can write del d by 3 into O. What will be? If 1, 2, so here is the O naught. So this will be the O2 plus 4 O3 plus O4. Am I right? Am I right? Similarly, you can write for delta. Similarly, you can write for delta 5. 3, 4 is done. Now 5, 6. 5, 6. So that we can write d by 3 into O, that is 4 plus 4 into O 5 plus O6, right? Okay, so now we can calculate the total area. We can calculate the total area. So total area would be total area delta 1, 2 plus delta 3, 4 plus delta 5, 6, and so on. So by adding all this value, like this one, and this one, finally we'll get the general expression for total area, that is d by 3 into O naught plus On plus 4 times O1, O3, O5 plus 2 times O2, O4, okay, and O n minus 2, whatever. Here you can see plus O n minus 1. So this is the general expression. You can note some point. See here, a number of division was 2. So we will see number of division will be, we can apply the Simpson rule, Simpson 1/3 rule, when the number of division is even. We can apply this rule when the number of, we can apply above rule when number of divisions is even, like 2, 4, 3. Okay, and number of ordinates. See, for 2 division, number of ordinates are 3. So obviously, and number of ordinate is odd. Okay, so if the number of division are even or number of ordinates are odd, like 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, so we can apply the Simpson rule. But in many cases you will see, but suppose you got some case like, okay, that you have to calculate area like this, you have to calculate area for this. So you can, there are given 4 ordinate. So we can apply Simpson rule for third ordinate only. So we can calculate the area by area of this area for the first 3 ordinate. We'll calculate this area by Simpson rule. Simpson 1/3 rule. And this area will calculate by trapezoidal rule. Trapezoidal rule. Then we can do the addition and we can get the area of total this figure. We can get the total area. Suppose this is, we calculate by Simpson delta 1 by Simpson plus delta n by trapezoidal. So we can calculate the total area. So that we can do here. Okay. So one division we have to keep left, and then we can apply the Simpson rule, 1/3 rule for the remaining number of remaining ordinates. After calculating the area by the Simpson 1/3 rule, then by trapezoidal rule we can calculate the area for the remaining division, and then we can do the addition and we can get the total area. Here one question we have, and that the following perpendicular offset were taken 10 meters intervals. It means D is given 10 meter from the survey line to irregular boundary lines. Okay, given that so this one. Okay. Calculate the area enclosed between the survey line, that irregular boundary line, the first and last offset. The average ordinate rule, the application of average ordinate rule, trapezoidal rule, Simpson rule. So we first calculate by average ordinate rule. We have the formula. Area we have calculated, average ordinate rule. So summation of ordinate into L divided by n plus 1. Right? So we can take the ordinate, summation of ordinate, like 3.25 plus 5.60 plus 5.65 divided by how many number of ordinates? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So here 9. Okay, and then divide by 9 into L. So L here 10 meter. So ND total length will be, so total ordinate is 9. So number of division will be 8. So we can write 8 into 8D. So 8 into 10. I'm writing here 3.25 plus 5.60 plus at the last one 5.65 divided by total number of ordinate, that is here 9 into, if n plus 1 is 9, then n will be 8. So I'm getting this value. This value I'm getting here. 424.44 meter square. 424.44 meter square. Okay. Now B, trapezoidal rule. Trapezoidal rule. Area we have first, and we have this d by 2 into, no, write the actual formula that we have calculated at the last, that d into 0 naught plus a0 n divided by 2 plus 1, 2, 3 and so on. Now d we have 10 meter into first ordinate, that is 3.25, plus last ordinate, that is 5.65 divided by 2. Now add the remaining ordinate, 5.60, 4.20, 6.65 plus 8.75 plus whatever, I just add up to 4.02. My calculation will get some value. So just calculate. I'm getting this value 4.33 acres, or 433 acres, or 433 meter square. 100 meter square is equal to 1 acre, so that is converted in acre. So 433 meter square. Now C1, Simpson rule. What is the formula? See here, number of ordinate. Number of ordinate is odd, because this n is 9. Number of ordinate is 9. Okay, so 9 means odd. So when the number of ordinate is odd, we can apply the Simpson rule directly. So what is the Simpson rule? What is the formula? Just write the formula first. Simpson rule is equal to d by 3. In the expression we have written like O naught plus O n, okay, divide by, and what is this? 4 into O1, O3, O4, like this, plus 2 into O2, O4, O6, bracket. So you have to choose this is the first ordinate. Don't confuse with this. Like in some books you will find like the first one is O1, right? Or you can, many books you can remember this formula like, okay, the first one O naught means you can remember d by 3 into first ordinate plus last ordinate plus 4 into number of addition of ordinates, addition of odd number of ordinate, plus 2 into addition of even number of ordinates. So you can remember like this also. First ordinate plus last ordinate, okay, plus 4 into summation, sum of odd number of ordinates, odd number of ordinate, plus 2 into sum of even number of ordinate. Okay, so we can now put the value. D we have 10 meter, divide by 3 into first ordinate we have 3.25 plus last ordinate we have 5.65 divide by nothing, divide by 1. 4 into summation of odd number. So odd we have, this one is apart from the first one, this one is 1, 01, 03, 05, 07. So we can write 5.60 plus 6.65 plus 6.20 plus 4.20. Right? Now, plus 2 into, this will be 02, 04, 06. Okay, 8 is done, last is done. So 02, 4.20 plus 4, 8.75 plus 06, 3.25. Okay, done. So just calculate, you will get some result, right? So by calculating, you will get this value, 439.67 meter square. So you can see by all methods, we are getting the different results. Right? In many cases, in theoretical questions, you will see like, okay, by using the which method we are getting the more value between the trapezoidal and Simpson, between these two. See, between these coordinate, is the ground is going like this. So, and we are assuming trapezoidal case, we are assuming this, means this extra area we are getting. So in this case, you will get trapezoidal rule is giving more area compared to the Simpson rule. But in the case of where these two ordinates and curve is like this, okay, so in this case you will get, this will give the less area compared to the Simpson, right? Calculation of cross section area by coordinate method. So you can see like we have to calculate this area of this shaded portion, right? And coordinate are given for each points, points like A, B, C, D. Coordinate is given x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3, x2, y2. Okay, so we can calculate area of this portion. So how we can calculate? See the figure. We will add this area like this one plus this one, and then we will deduct this area and this area, right? So I am going to write like area of this portion, like area of this portion we have to calculate. So I'm going to calculate this area. Okay, this area. Okay, then we will deduct this area. This area. So the remaining area will be this one. I'll get your point. So okay. So area of A, B, B. So you can see this is a form of trapezoidal parallel line of this and this one. Okay. So you can see this is, I'm drawing a roughly diagram. like this. This is A, this is B, this is A, and this is B. Coordinate of A is x1, y1, B is x2, y2, right? Okay. Now we have to calculate area of this. So area we are writing. Okay. So this is this line are parallel. So we can write half into height of this lines. So their height will be y1 minus y2 into summation of parallel side. That would be this one is x1, this one is x2. So x1 plus x2. Am I right? Right. Now area of, I'm going to add area of this one. B, 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 and capital C, small c. Right. Like you can see, I'm drawing a figure like this one. Okay. B, this is B, then this is capital C, then C. Okay, this coordinate is x3, y3, x2, y2. So we can write area equal to half into, sorry, half, I'm writing here, half into height. Height would be y2 minus y3, y2 minus y3. This one, y2 minus y3. Right. Now, summation of parallel side, that is, this is x2 plus x3, right? Okay, area we can calculate for this one. A, 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 and then here A and D, D, capital D, small d. Okay, so area we can calculate directly. Half into height, that is y1 minus y4 into x1 plus x4, right? Okay, and area we can calculate area of this one, that is D, capital D, C, small c, right? You can calculate half into height y4 minus y3 into summation of parallel side, that is x4 plus x3, right? Now we can calculate area of this figure, area of shaded portion, the hatching portion. So area we can calculate summation of area of A, B, B plus area of B, B, C, C minus area of A, D, D minus area of D, D, C, C. Okay, so by doing that, every expression we have, like give the equation like 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. So what we are doing, we are adding equation 1 plus equation 2, then we are deducting equation 3 and equation 4. So we'll get final result, that is, I am writing directly. Okay, so final result we are getting here, that is half into y1 into x2 minus x4 plus y2 into x3 minus x1 plus y3 into x4 minus x2 plus y4 into x1 minus x3. Or generally we can write this expression where n number of coordinates are there. Okay, so we can calculate area in that case. So 1 by 2 into y1 into x2 plus xn plus y2 into x3 minus x1 plus y3 into x4 minus x2 where y1 yn into x1 minus xn minus 1. So this is general expression you can use. So this, if coordinates are given, then you can calculate the area. Okay. By computation based on the measurement scale from the map. Okay, so how we can calculate the measured area on map? So there are three methods. Okay. The first method is subdivision of the area into geometric figures. What geometric figures? In triangle, in rectangle, square, trapezoidal. And we know the formula to calculate the area in case of triangle, rectangle, square, trapezoidal. So then we can do the summation of individual area that we have calculated, individual figures of triangle. Suppose we have divided in terms of triangle, then we will add the all triangle to get the total area, or we can add the all rectangle to get the total area, and we can add the square of a trapezoidal, we can get the total area, right? So length, so this is the first case, first method. Second method. For the second method, you can see this figure, like map is given. So this method consists in drawing a square on tracing paper. So for each square representing some unit, definite unit or number of square meters. Suppose we are going to, okay, this square is showing 1 meter square, a meter square, a 2 meter square. So now tracing paper we will place on this map, and we will find, okay, how many number of squares are coming within this map, within this required area, right? Then we will count number of squares like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 4, 5, whatever. So suppose we got the n number of square, okay? And for one square, we have area 1 meter square, for example. So we will divide by 1 meter square, we will get the total area, n meter square, n meter square. Means total number of square, we will multiply with the area for one square. Okay. There is other thing you can remember, like this fraction, that whatever the fraction of a square we are getting, that will be eliminated. That will be neglected. Whatever the fraction of square we will get, that will be eliminated, right? Okay. Then last method, that is division trapezoids. By the division trapezoid, what we do in this case, that we took the tracing paper, okay, and tracing paper, we divide a number of lines, parallel lines, which is equidistant from each other. Like we will maintain this distance, suppose D, so this will be also D, this will also D. And each interval lines will denote by dotted lines, regular line, dotted line, like this you can see in the picture. This one is a dotted line, this one is a regular line, then again dotted line, regular line, dotted line, regular line, like this. Then tracing paper we place on this map, right? Or you will see, like we will place in a such a way that this area, whatever the area we are going to calculate, this area should be within the two parallel lines, like these lines and this line. You can see they're touching like this. Okay. Now, once we have done, then we can take, let's suppose this is the ordinate and this is the ordinate for this one. And this distance we do. So we can apply the trapezoidal rule and Simpson rule to get the area. Like we can take the average of this ordinate, like this one and this one, like this one and this one, like this one and this one, and D we have. So we can calculate the total area by addition of each divisions of each area, each trapezoidal area, like this one. For example, I'm going to write this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we can add of 8 this individual area to get the total area. Are you getting my point? So once map is there, so we can calculate the area by looking for map, by using the tracing paper, and then by using the tracing paper we can calculate the total area on map also. These are the reference that I have taken to make this lecture. Thank you.